Welcome back to the Share It All podcast. I'm here, your loving, growing coach, Joy the Growth Coach, and I'm here with my friend from college, Jessica. Say hi.
Hi.
So, Jessica, tell the people about yourself and where they can find you as well.
Okay, so my name is Jessica, and a little bit about myself. I'm an entrepreneur who also still works. I'm a working entrepreneur for the man. And can we say the man?
Yes.
Is that inappropriate? You can find me on j.danae __. And as you see, this is my first time on a podcast, and I don't know where to look. So yeah.
You gotta look at the camera, you can look at me.
Looking at myself makes me nervous. Looking at myself here, I feel narcissistic. I don't know. I'm just like
okay.
Can you crop that?
Huh?
Crop that out. Edit this video. I want to do my intro again. Hi. It's a pleasure to be here, Joy.
I'm sorry. Okay, so let's talk about how we met, Jessica.
Okay, so we met when I was an RA, and you were one of my
residents,
my people, and I want to call them residents
dating an RA
because technically I wasn't a landlord, so you're not my resident. But we built a friendship, and she became a part of my family and stuff like that. She was dating an RA.
It didn't work out.
That's okay. That was a great time.
Really? For who? Not for me?
Okay, I'm trying to find the positive in it. It was a great time because we met.
Yes.
But that is how we met.
And we realized how much of alike we are, and then also how much you are an influence and I'm an influence on you in a great way. And we've always maintained friendship throughout the years. Even though we weren't always close, you were still always a part of my circle.
Yeah, I'm not... So whoever watches this that may know me personally, you know I don't text you all the time. I'm sorry about that. I don't know why I do that. It's not intentional. Like, my heart is... I have a big heart. If you're in my circle, you're always going to be in my circle. I don't feel like I have to speak to people all the time. I'm hoping they're good, but I should definitely check in because sometimes I miss a lot of things. I'm like, yo, when this happened? I feel like I spoke to you last week, but it was really like 2 years ago. My bad. But yes, we found out how much we were alike, and I did see a lot of myself in you. And I was
Even to this day.
I was like, let me help you through this, girl, because been there, done that. I have a whole list of ways to overcome whatever you're going through. So
yeah. How much do you value our friendship?
I value it because, one, as you see, we're here now, right? I'm so proud of everything you've been doing so far.
Thank you.
And you've always had a great head on your shoulders. You knew what you wanted to do as far as like making the moves. But I feel like, as everyone, we always have hiccups. And I feel like you're a great friend to always have and to always keep it. I'm sorry, again, everyone. I'm not the best with communication. However, you're just look what you're doing. You get what I'm saying?
Of course.
And you are someone who can calm me down in those moments of need. So I much appreciate it. We can bleep this out. Bleep like you curse.
But no, I value our friendship a lot because you taught me a lot while going there. And I think you taught me my own self-worth, especially when I was going through that whole relationship thing. You taught me that if somebody doesn't see the value in you, it's okay to leave, even if you love them, because if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. And even though to this day, me and that person are good, we're still friends. We just realized we are not best together in a relationship.
Yeah.
And it took me time to see that because I was so young. Like, when I came to college, I was 17 years old because my birthday's in October. So
late baby.
Yeah, so I had to learn the ropes and whatnot. And she was already there for a couple of years. The person I was dating was already there for a year. So he had already, he was set in his ways.
Right.
So yeah, it was a huge adjustment to be like, I'm okay to walk away.
Yeah.
And not endure that pain anymore.
And that was something hard. I know that was hard because I was like, sometimes people are just here for a season. Get what you can, learn from them, and then move on. Because if we get so wrapped up in people, like, especially like just trying to maintain a relationship, we're not realizing how unhealthy the situation actually is because we're so wrapped up in the idea of them, even though they're not giving us what we deserve and what we need.
Yeah.
So like me, I had to start comparing my needs versus wants. Like, what do I need in a relationship versus what I'm wanting? Is it just the physical appearance? What do you have that makes me want you, but I don't need you. But if I were to be with you, what do I need from you as far as an emotional connection, just being there, quality time? Everyone, 5 languages of love, right? Like me, mine's quality time, and I like acts of service and all that great stuff. That's how I know, like, that's how I identify it. Because a lot of people won't go out their way to do stuff for you. So if you go out your way and I need an oil change, you know your girl's kind of late with it. I'm on a 10 and you take it. I'm like, oh my God, get me a coffee and an oil change. Thank you. But then again, guys be trying to catch on now. Now they're trying to do acts of service, but then I haven't really for you either. So that's another place. That's another story. That's another story. They're catching on to the game now. Now they doing all the things that you want, and then they still don't even want to cooperate in the long run. So we all got to learn.
By the way, guys, she's single, so if you definitely want to, slide into her DMs,
slide.
She's looking for marriage and long-term relationships.
I said slide because I would end up not even seeing that damn DM. I'll tell you. Like,
well, you don't respond to anybody now at times.
Okay, so that's not my fault. See, the way I feel like Kevin Hart right now, the way my bank account's set up, right? But I feel like this way my DMs is set up, right? The way my DM is set up, it's there, it notifies me there's a DM. But because that whole click, I have to put this finger to click that button. That's a lot of motion. Okay, and a lot of times I'm in the middle of doing something else. And as you see, the way I'm talking, clearly I have a lot going on in my head. So I'm like, this DM or this boil, right? This DM or a walk. The text, I'm better off with a phone call because at least a phone call, I'm going to see it ring. Now,
so at least, look, if you're trying to slide with a number.
It's going to be a slip and slide. They're going to go right out because
slide with a number and say, this is my number, save it in your phone.
I'm never going to get to that DM. Okay.
Then how could they reach out to you so you can find your potential husband?
Listen, I don't want my potential husband from Instagram. Where we at? Instagram, YouTube, where are you? I don't want it from there.
You know, it's 2021. You meet people offline, sis.
I know, but then, they could be, you ever watch Catfish?
I have met people offline and dated them. It's not bad.
I'm terrified of a damn catfish. Like I've met great people. I've gained friendships off Instagram. I've met a lot of people musically
so you
off
haven't
Instagram.
Had a bad experience.
But the problem is that the DM portion of it, they divide the DMs, right? General versus primary, right? I forget there's another section, even though it says it on top. Like I know who I'm looking for in my DMs. I'm looking for like people I speak to a lot on Instagram. Like sometimes my friends respond to stories, stuff like that. But when I post a story, right? There's not much sound. Does not sound crazy, okay?
She's gonna sound crazy. Go ahead.
Okay, when I post a story, right, and everyone reacts to the story, you know how many reactions you can get on a damn story? Yeah. I'm supposed to scroll and find the one that has a number attached to it.
No.
Like, you know what I'm saying? There's mad people, and then it'd be like, sometimes it's like these random things. So the general versus primary, I'm like, okay, primary, how did you become a primary?
Because you put them in a primary.
I did not do this.
Yes.
Instagram, you filtered me, and not actually filtered, because when it first divided, they already had a primary and general section. So I didn't even know.
Your generals, I think, are based off people that follow you. And you don't follow them back, and you can put them there. Your primary is based off people that
I follow and they follow back.
Yeah, and then or you can move people that you follow.
Yeah, I move people to general because I'm trying like people from work that I'm still in contact with. A lot of the times they react to my stories, right? Mm-hmm. I'm trying to be able to see there because that's how we interact, right? Mm-hmm. Clearly, I don't text properly. So it's like I look for those
barely
DMs.
Call property, but that's okay.
Jesus. You know what it is? Tell Sprint, because if I called you probably would deny my call anyway. My call comes up as no caller ID. So you probably got a call, didn't even know you.
That is true. I didn't notice that. That was you?
And you denied me.
Well, no. I just called you back anyways.
We have this as proof. Are we recording? We stop. I know we're recording.
So technically, all you have to do is go online and take that off your number. You know that, right?
Wait, that's it?
Yeah. If you own your own phone line, you can just go online and just...
So I yelled at a lady on the phone because I'm like, you're trying to stop my greatness because people are denying my phone calls.
Okay.
We went off topic. But DM, fine. Go ahead. DM it. DM. I'll see it.
We're going to pray for you guys.
General versus primary.
We're going to try. So, Jessica, what's your definition of mindfulness?
So... my definition for mindfulness is just being aware, like being aware of self and your surroundings, like being legit mindful of your energy as well, like what you're putting out. Because like when you meet different people, like you and I have built a relationship, right? Mm-hmm. And if I was just mindful of me, I'm being selfish, right? Being mindful of others around me and what's around me, I was able to have that connection with you, right? And then get like some sort of an impact. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Everything you do affects somebody or something. So I feel like that is being mindful and mindfulness as a whole.
Do you think self-awareness and mindfulness share the same definition?
I think I feel like, no. I feel like mindfulness is across the board, like just being in general just aware of everything that affects you and affects other people. And then the other one you said?
Self-awareness.
Self-awareness is literally self. So it's like self-awareness is like knowing your triggers, knowing what can get you to the point of being angry or being emotional, knowing, what you want to do in life, being able to like climb the ladder of success in whatever way you see it fit, and that's why I feel like it's more self-awareness. Even though they probably go to hands in the same, like, within the same concept, I view it differently. Like my self-awareness and my mindfulness, to me, I separate them from each other.
Okay. So I'm going to give you the actual definitions.
Right.
So you know. However, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Everybody
shit.
has their own definition of mindfulness, which I like to educate people on this podcast because that's kind of one of my opening questions. So mindfulness is the practice of purposely bringing one's attention to the present moment without judgment, and a skill that develops through meditation or other training.
Right. So I was on point with that.
Yeah.
But self-awareness, that one is the same.
Self-awareness is conscious knowledge of one's own character, feelings, motives, and desires.
Okay. Ding, ding, ding. Where's my light? Where's my points? I don't get points on this thing like a game show.
No.
I get a point for accuracy.
That's how this works.
Oh.
But no, you are right. With mindfulness, it's the ability to be present. And that's what you focus on whenever people are doing meditation. So actually starting this Tuesday, I started a class on mindfulness stress-based reduction. So it's a class that's focusing on the idea of meditation through yoga or meditation and building that mindfulness. So I can now help clients that I have with my life coaching, because that's one of my things in my acronym MEDIC. So
yoga. Ooh,
yeah,
stretch that out.
A yoga practice. But a lot of people don't really take into the account to learn mindfulness and learn how to meditate. So people walk around with high stress levels because of that.
Right.
So my goal as a life coach and as a mindfulness educator, just in general, is to teach people how to be more mindful of themselves, to be more present. So then when they have to be in a self-awareness, because self-awareness, for my belief, is the idea of being and being in that present moment. How are you being towards others, and also how are you being towards yourself? How will that affect your entourage and everything that is around you? So mindfulness is the practice. Self-awareness is the being.
Yes. I like that.
Like, girl, I just got to try it out.
I got to write that down.
You can always go back and remember to write that down. So Jessica, how do you take accountability in your life?
So I take accountability based on, like, I take it by having moments of reflection. So like me, I reflect heavily. Like, because I used to be someone who had like a really bad temper, and there was nothing you could tell me.
Where
my temper?
Yeah.
Shoot, I wore that thing on my sleeve. Everybody heard that. Because like when I tell you, I would just get easily irritated, and I could not understand why people would do the things they do, and then I would take things personally. So in order to take accountability for myself, I have to reflect on what I did to begin with. So even though I can't change you, I can control myself. So to work on me getting annoyed with people and not having patience, I had to learn to just reflect, like, what did I do to contribute to this issue? And what could I have done differently to change the outcome of it? Even though I can't change you, I can control myself. I should be able to control myself. I don't have to put everybody in their place. I don't have to always use like aggression to get my point across. I'm a direct person when I speak, and when I'm mad, it's over. Like the way I speak is just not even just cursing someone out. I'm just so like honest with my words. I'm so blunt and direct. It comes off like an attack because my tone, I don't have the friendliest. Like my tone's friendly, but you know how I speak.
Yeah, if I'm you get a little bit more passionate. And your passion
with the bass in my voice. Sometimes people are like, damn, like she has a megaphone, she's yelling at me. And I'm like, I'm not even yelling. I'm just trying to get my point across because I feel like you're not listening. And sometimes you're not listening means to me to yell louder so you can hear me. But that's not the way to go about it because I don't want to offend anyone in the process. Like if you're not gonna be able to learn from me if I'm attacking you or you feel like I'm attacking you. So my accountability is just reflecting on what I did. Jess, I have those moments, my talks with myself. I'll be like, yo, girl, how did we get here? And then I'm like, I don't know. I didn't have to throw that shoe. And it's like, but how the shoe get in your hand though? Not saying I threw a shoe at anybody, but like, it's like, how help me help you. Me help me. You know what I'm saying? Like, reflect. So yeah.
Well, it's good that you're learning to take that accountability, and
Mm-hmm.
it's the idea of wanting to change.
Right.
So there is that self-awareness that comes along with it, and you're growing. That's the most important thing. What's the best 5 words to describe your journey?
Okay. So if I think about 5 words, I can only think about this speech that comes with it, right?
Okay, go
So
ahead. Here's the monologue, guys. Go ahead.
testing. One of the okay, the first word is like the most important out of all of them to describe it. It's powerful. Like my
Mhm.
journey of mindfulness, right?
Mhm.
It's powerful because there's so much growth that can happen in a small amount of time once you just practice being mindful of yourself and everybody else around you. And, just taking the moment to just like think about what you're about to do. You know what I'm saying? It's powerful because it can change anything that happens throughout the day. It could change your mindset from being a negative one to a positive one. The glass is half full instead of half empty. And then I think it's also light at the same time. So it's powerful but light because it's a weight off of your shoulders. By me not feeling like I have to always be so like I don't know what the word is, but like sometimes you know how people feel like like they have a heavy chest
Yes.
and like you can vent and you feel light afterwards. The journey of it makes me feel lighter because I'm
Mhm.
taking that initiative. You get what I'm saying? And then with being powerful, light, another word to describe is continuous. I'm continuously learning myself. As people, we evolve. Like I'm not gonna be the same person I was at 18, that I'm gonna be at 27 or I'm gonna be at 35. So it's a continuous practice and a journey. I already said 3. If I were to say 2 more, um, I would say it's not, I don't know how to, it wouldn't be really description. It's more so like something you have to be able to apply to it, which is being patient. So you have to be very patient with yourself because we can't rush this. You know what I'm saying? You can't rush yourself on this journey. You can't rush yourself, to make a decision to be more aware. You can't rush yourself. You have to be patient. Be patient with yourself because when you're ready, you're gonna do it naturally. And I'm gonna give you 4 because I already gave a speech about 4 of them. I don't even have a 5th one. I definitely thought of a 5th one, but I don't know what it is. I can't remember it now.
I would say energetic is your 5th one
Right.
because
That's a good
you're
way to
a
put it.
ball of energy.
I definitely had a coffee, and this is what I don't have to even drink a coffee to be like this. This is natural.
Yes.
Yeah, this is
Imagine all day
imagine
long.
all day long. Like imagine me in the morning at the office. Hi guys, how are you? Hi. Hi. Like they're like, can you get out my way? I'm trying to sit at my desk. I'm like, okay, girl, catch it with you later. Like I'm just so energetic in the morning. And
You're
people are
just,
usually not morning people, so I
but
don't
you're
know.
not a night person, which is more funny. She's a
Yeah,
grandma at
I'm
night,
a
so
grandma at night, but I'm your everything during the day. Okay, what you want to do? You want to go scuba diving? I'm down. Night, you want to go on a yacht and go eat? What's the time? I don't know. My bedtime's 9 o'clock, so if we can get this done before 8:30, we're good. And that's when everybody's about to leave the house. So that's why my friends back home they were like, "All right, we're gonna go to a club." Right? Or back in the
they're
day,
gonna prepare you in
they have to
advance.
take me out the crib by 8:30, even though we're not gonna get there till 12. Because they know if I'm in my room still at that time, if I'm in my room, we're leaving for 12 o'clock and I'm still in my room at 11 o'clock, there's no chance in hell I'm making out that house. I just, it's
That's
over.
kind of like me. It's okay.
Yeah.
Um, it's okay. Like once you're like, oh, that bed feels so
Yeah,
good.
I lay down.
Yeah.
I'll lay down. My feet. I'll like lay like this because I did my face and like I'm ready to go out. I'm ready to go out. And I'll lay like this. That way it doesn't get messed up. And all of a sudden, an hour goes by. I'm like, hello. I mean, are we still leaving? We're ready. We're already there, Jess. I'm like, oh my god, who's picking me up? Nobody.
Mm. So let's get to my next question. How has instant gratification affected the current generations? And how do you think it's going to, if it's in a negative way, how do you think we can like shift it so it's more positive?
Okay, so instant gratification. Just the generation.
Yeah, like so like instant gratification I feel like was the boom during social media.
Mm-hmm.
Um and it's a there's a positive to it,
There
but
is,
there is
yeah.
a negative to it. So I'll get into I'll get a little bit into the scientific. So, on a recent episode, I talked about the dopamine and serotonin levels. Dopamine levels have raised up recently, due to social media. So you get on social media, you're scrolling, but you're getting likes, right, on a picture that you just posted. So your dopamine levels are raising, which means your self worth and your self esteem is getting higher because you're saying, "Oh, people like me more. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
people care about me more." And so they're liking. So people are building that dopamine level high. But in order to be, have a conscious mind and be, okay and whatnot with your your overall well-being, you want to always have a stable serotonin levels.
Right.
So it's difficult for the current generations to just have stable serotonin levels because they're always chasing after a new high.
Right. That's wow. That's a fact. That's true. Um, it just sucks. Like honestly, I feel like instant gratification can tag along with validation from others. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I used to like I did a video about being whole within yourself before you try to pursue other people or go into different opportunities in life, whether it's jobs, career, whatever it is. Because if you're not, like we talked about, self-aware of yourself and feeling whole within yourself, you can mess up those opportunities and those relationships. The same thing with instant gratification. Like I feel like when it comes to we're gardening, right? We're gonna plant that seed.
Yeah.
If I overwater this plant and I'm trying to grow this, whatever it is, whatever bush or whatever fruit, I don't know, you have to have patience to nurture that seed, right? You have
Correct.
to wait for it to grow. It's not going to happen instantly. And I feel like with social media, especially because they see so many people getting like famous or going viral and making money and having all these different opportunities lined up for them, especially like through TikTok and stuff like that, people think across the board, well,
All you have
I
to do
need it
is this
immediately. This
plan
is the
and then it
benefit,
works.
right? I'm going to post all this stuff and immediately I'm going to get the benefit that comes from it, right?
Yeah.
But if we're not taking the time to nurture ourselves and nurture whatever foundation we're building, it's just going to collapse. So like the same thing with the plant or building a house, you have to have a solid foundation. I feel like especially like I have younger brothers, like they're all over social media and I'm watching them grow and utilize it to their advantage, which is amazing. But will it harm them in a way where it's like they don't feel like they can make it because of that not happening instantly?
Yeah.
They don't have the patience. And not well, my brothers, like they have enough patience, but it depends on what you're trying to do. So I feel like it could be very harmful, and the only way to change that is to, you know, just help them, help your peers, right? Help them.
Mhm.
Like me, if I can help them, I would tell them at the end of the day, while you're young, if you know what you want to do with your life, if you know where you want to be, if you have your goals set for yourself, follow your passion. Because even though the 9 to 5 would be considered the foundation to invest, it's not
Yeah.
always the route. Just like college is not always the route. You
For
know what I'm saying? For
everyone, yeah.
everyone. So I would rather you do all the hard work, build your foundation, know and identify what means the most to you. That would just, you could do it every day. It's your passion. Like you're gonna live, breathe, eat this and build it up and then be able to enjoy the benefits that come to follow. Instead of it just being like, let me post this picture, like you said, all these likes. I'm definitely pretty. Cause legit, I see the most random, I see the most random thing on Instagram or whatever. And I'm like, why the hell is this even here? You get what I'm saying? How did you even get here? Not even a person, just it. How did this end up here?
Like a lot of people put up one thing and then they get thousands of followers and then
Yeah.
they try and stay on that
They
trend.
try to stay on the trend. They stress themselves out.
Yeah. And I think the one thing I've loved about just my journey, and I'm pretty sure you could probably relate, is that I enjoy the process. Like instant gratification doesn't allow you to enjoy the
Yeah.
process because the process is always trying to be so quick. Like I know how much it takes to build a business, and this is going on 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had some failures, I've had some, hiccups, but it is what it is. Like I'm going to enjoy the process of learning, enjoy the process of failing at times, but I'm going to pick myself up and keep going. I've noticed sometimes since I'm younger than you, both generations, because you're a millennial and then I'm on the cusp of millennials and Gen Zs. People will start businesses, it don't work out, they're going to the next thing.
Right.
And it's so frustrating because it's just like, if you stick with this, you're going to fail 16 times, but that 17th time you can make it win.
I'm happy you said that.
So, something I just tell people to be more mindful of. If you find something and you find something that's your passion, stick with it. It's not going to always work out the first 6, 7 times. 18 times. J.K. Rowling's, she went through almost 100 and over 100 no's before the first Harry Potter book ever came out. And now she's rolling in millions.
Right, exactly. That journey is the moment where you're going to learn everything that you need to learn about yourself and the route that you're taking, like how to adjust yourself. Because if you don't, me, I used to be one of those people of instant gratification. I
Mhm.
used to do things, right? I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna fail at this. Like, I'm determined to get it done, right? And then I'll end up falling. I'm like, wait, why the hell did I fall? Like, even with me pursuing what I'm doing now, right? When it started out originally as an idea, it was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It took me 5 years to get to the point of actually going, like, legit taking the time to invest into it, because it was always an idea, thinking of ways I could do it without having to get a licensing, without doing all the extra money of like, all that stuff. I was just like, "How can I do this without that? Like, how can I take a shortcut?" And then within that time, as I'm going through the journey, I'm still, working, I'm still building myself up, and as I'm maturing and stuff like that, I'm realizing the journey is so beautiful because I'm learning so much about myself that I wouldn't have known had I not, failed in that aspect. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm the definition of, I try to start a business too soon, and now the business has transformed into a bigger vision because I've now taken my time to get it to where I need it to get, where I need it to be.
Okay,
So
okay. So I definitely want to get into what your journey is because I cannot pronounce this word for y'all to know up front. So I'm gonna need her to say it. Tell me about what it is. It's an
esthetician, aesthetics.
esthetician. Thank you. When you write it down on paper, I had no idea what to say. But tell me about your esthetician journey and definitely what made you get into it. I mean, I'm not surprised that you got into it, but
I know, right? I feel like we're here. So like I said, this is something I wanted to do five years ago. I was speaking of this brand, right? And at the
Mhm.
time it was Valerie Beauty Line. It was all about more so hair, right? And I'm like, at the time I was making like these wigs in school. I was dabbling in all types of things hair wise. And I was like, okay, I know I like this, but do I love it? I get kind of aggravated. Like I was doing knotless braids. Not so long ago, I was doing kinky twists and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't like
Then you were
sitting
doing
through this.
makeup.
Then I was doing makeup. I was doing so many things. And I'm like, okay, so how can what do I like more? Because I know that's a cosmetology license, it's an aesthetics license. I'm like, what do I love more? And then when I started going through my own skincare tragedy, my skin had failed me in 2018. That was a failure, right? They was just so because I was one of those girls who just did not have to worry about anything with her skin. I was like, I don't even need to worry about it. Like I could just go about my
She's
day.
always been actually pretty guys. So even though she has on makeup right now, I promise you this is what her skin looks like outside of
Yo,
makeup.
listen, and the thing is that, see how I made like a full face, and all I have legit on is the contour and highlight, and I do my brows, and I'm wearing lashes. I don't like wearing too much makeup. I'll lighten up here, and I'll bake things, but I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to be baked. Like you need concealer to bake, right? I'm assuming. So what am I assuming, girl? I know this. We're not playing around. I would need to bake my under my eyes, but I don't like wearing foundation. I'm the most minimal when it comes to makeup. 'Cause I want to look the same. I don't want to be a catfish. Thing I was talking about with Instagram,
Mhm.
I don't want to be a catfish. So even though my friend made a joke like, "Who is this girl?" Because I'll go to work and I'll be drinking my coffee, and there'll be times where I'm like, "Damn, yo, I wore the wrong shoes today." But like as far as makeup goes, I always try to do it as light as possible. I try to be minimal, but that's not the point. The point is, kind of I can get off topic. In 2018, my skin got so bad. I was breaking out with acne everywhere, right? And I was like, who is wishing this on me? Because it came out of nowhere. But I was working a stressful job. I was always eating at the cafe over there. And, being in track back in college, I was always working out. In 2018, after school, I really wasn't working out like that. So I'm like, maybe it's me not working out. Maybe it's because I'm not taking in much water. So I started seeing my skin go through all those changes. I got really upset. Like I was hurt. So I started Googling things. But Google could tell you so much stuff.
Yeah.
Then I started getting an outbreak of hives. I have a scar on my arm just from me randomly being allergic to a medication. Right. And the thing is that I didn't know that I was allergic to it, right? And they said I might have a blood disorder. They was giving me all these diagnoses. I thought about to die, legit. And it was all because I just like the same way you take allergy medication, you could be allergic to what's it, Neosporin. I had
Mhm.
allergic reaction to something inside of a medication. So what ended up happening was my face swelled up here. I used to post about it, my journey with
Yeah.
that. And I was like, you know what? The skin really tells you like what's going on internally. And I was like, you know what? I've been talking about this before it was hair. Then 2018, my face got messed up. And then I'm like, okay, I liked hair. I liked makeup. I liked all this stuff. And I ended up in aesthetics now. So I just graduated with my license. I'm opening a business now and just keep glowing aesthetics, opening a spa in the Bronx. And I'm just excited for it because it's been a vision. Like if I showed you my journals from back then, it literally just evolved into this. Even originally with Keep Glowing, it's supposed to just be candles. I started off with Valerie Beauty line for hair, and then I ended up thinking about skin and thinking about people just glowing from within and enhancing their beauty. And then I was thinking about, candles at that time. I was like, why am I trying to fucking make candles? The candles were not coming out good. And I'm like, why the hell am I trying to make these goddamn candles if I know I don't want to? It was instant gratification. I was trying to sell something instead of
Yeah.
pursuing what I wanted to do for my passion. And now we're here in aesthetics. And now I'm able to do anything. I could do makeup, I could do lashing, I could do brows, I could do everything under the sun. Cause I don't want to touch nobody's head anyway. I don't want to do a damn frontal. I don't want to do the braids. And my hands, I don't think I like catch me on a good day, but not for a business. I have so much more passion in the skin and everything else of beauty.
Yeah. So when is your spa opening?
August.
Okay. So if you ever need any work done, if you want to take that drive
Come to
to
me.
Brooklyn, please do and support my friend.
Going to the Bronx, not Brooklyn. Remember, Brooklyn's deep, girl. Ain't nobody gonna come.
I'm sorry.
Nobody's gonna come there. No, that's too far from my people.
So wait, it's Bronx.
It's the Bronx, yeah.
Okay, it's the Bronx.
So I'll be in the Bronx, and I'm gonna dabble into a little bit of things and make it a beautiful Zen space.
Oh, okay.
I can promise you that.
Oh well, I already know the aesthetic. I'll walk in July, like, oh,
yeah. When I start,
that was quick.
When I start decorating, I'm like, oh shoot, Jess, I feel it.
So, getting into aesthetics,
right?
How do you think that has affected women's beauty standards in large media or just within themselves?
All right, I feel like some women are very confident within themselves, like, kudos. But there's a lot of women who are so self-conscious about everything because they're trying to be this standard of beauty for the wrong reasons.
Mhm.
Like, especially when it comes to the dating world. Like, guys want a certain girl at a certain time and you're trying to meet all these expectations, but what about how you feel? Do you feel beautiful in your own skin where you don't want to wear a wig or have your hair pressed or want to wear your hair as a fro, but we have to always second guess, are we enough? And I feel like that's why when I thought about aesthetics and I thought about skin, like legit, you can know how someone's feeling from within from their skin because bad eating habits, stress, hormones, is all in your face. It's all going to reflect onto you. You know what I'm saying? It's going to show itself before you even get a chance to speak. So I feel like women, we mask ourselves so much to just fit into this beauty norm when it's okay to be just naked. Like, you don't have to have everything going on. I love to have the stuff done, but I can go without it. I've went 5 years without it. Like, I would do it occasionally, but like, it sucks because I feel like, especially with the upcoming generation,
They
a
feel
lot
like
of these
they have
girls,
to be like that.
they have to, and they're trying to compete with people who are not even in the same lane. You're in your own lane. Your only competition is self. Yourself and what you're doing is the only thing you should be worried about. Because looking at the next girl where she has this going on with these designer clothes, or she's doing this with her life, she's wearing this, like, she's always looking great. She's on social media looking great. Okay. Everyone has their struggles. Everyone has their obstacles. It doesn't matter about how they look on a photo that's a still shot of that moment.
And on top of that, there's typically filters and all that.
There's filters
all on
everything.
Photos.
On everything. And it sucks because my biggest fear, especially like with my niece, she's 7, right? And I see that she's not fully aware of what's going on, but she's observant of things, right? I remember okay, so I had shaved my hair off. Before I got the short haircut, I tried to cut my own hair and the blade had fell off, right? And I was like, damn, y'all, I gave myself a buzz cut. And like, my brother was flaming me, right? And my niece is no better. Like, so I had these different wigs and she was announcing my wigs to everybody, right? And I'm like, what if she asked me, why do I wear these wigs? I said, girl, I have patches. I have to wear these wigs right now. I cannot, right now, a baldy is not this is not the moment, okay? I'm not doing I have a peanut head. I cannot do a baldy. I can do with some hair, not no hair. So she would literally just be flaming me, and then she'll like expose my wig collection to people, and I'm like, you stop doing that. So she was aware that I was putting on a wig in order to feel like myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
But even during the time, I don't know why I even did it anyway, because like when I did New York Fashion Week years ago, I had to get a wig made like ASAP because my hair was messed up, and clearly we're going through some things. I had a Britney Spears moment. That's what it seemed like. It seemed like I was going through something because I literally looked like I just intentionally did that to my hair when it was an accident. I was just trying to do myself a big chop. That's all I try to do. And like, I noticed how much my niece will look at things I'm doing when it comes to makeup, when it comes to hair. She's like looking at me like, is this when my auntie feels beautiful when she puts on her wig, right? And I would tell her every day when I see her, I'm like, you're so beautiful. Like, you know how kids pack on a little baby weight? She's 7. We ain't worried about that little bit. We're not worried about that little bit. You don't. You're beautiful. I would always tell her she's beautiful. She would look at me like, "Ugh," like, okay, or she'd be like, I know, because I tell her all the time because I'm like, my biggest fear is because she's around me and I'm just thinking about the wig memory. She's going to think that that's how you identify yourself. You have to mask who you are and cover up certain imperfections because that's the only way you feel beautiful. So it's like, I'm concerned, highly concerned, but I'm hoping that, with other like platforms like this, we can uplift women to know like this is it's a want. It's not a need. Like legit, you don't need to have all this done up all the time. You're beautiful without it. It's your choice. And don't let nobody on the front end, the side end, on the back end tell you that you need it because you don't need it. Plus it's expensive as hell. So who's footing the bill? Who's footing the bill?
I 100% agree. So
it's costly.
For those out there, let me just be honest with you. I don't really wear makeup. For one, I actually don't know how to really apply it like that. So let me keep it a bean. I probably don't wear it because I actually just don't know how to apply it like that. I know the basics of what you need to do. And I just don't have the time to sit here and learn through YouTube. Like, I have some friends that find that like a passion. I can't get into it.
I love it so much.
So like, I have makeup literally in that bag over there.
Wait, this bag right here?
Yes, that bag right there. It has I have Fenty. I have maybe $200-$300 worth of makeup in there, and I can't wear it.
That's wild.
Like, yeah,
that's wild. We have to go through this. We have to go. I have to see what's here because if you have some good ass, sorry, bleep.
No, you're fine.
Okay. If you got some really nice makeup in there and you're not rocking that, I'm gonna be like, damn, girl, like, come on.
For one, it's the fact that I just don't know how to apply it. But I think so. Growing up, I never really cared for makeup. I watched my mom every single day put on a face, put on whatnot, and I'm just like, this is. Like, I used to ask them, like, why don't you just go to work without no makeup? And I just, like, I never could understand it. Also, I hate the fact that it would take her an hour and a half to get ready every day. Like, that would blow my mind. Well, also, she was, like, she would walk around, talk, make sure I was getting dressed.
She was
But,
chilling.
like, yeah. So, like, but the idea, I'm like, oh, my God, you got to do your hair. You got to do your makeup for an hour. Like, that just was annoying to me. So then over time, like, also, I was a tomboy. So let's put that out there. I never cared to like get in the hair and makeup like that. I used to hate getting my hair done, even though I always got braids up to probably like God knows how long, and I still got braids now, guys. But yeah, I just never cared for those things. So it's like when I finally got to high school, I tried the makeup thing and whatnot, but it's like I couldn't get with it. Like every single day, I'm like, damn, I gotta do my eyes every single day.
You didn't just try with the eyebrows first, because me in high school,
I don't know how to do my eyebrows.
I only like the brows. In high school,
I
I
don't
didn't even
know
wear
how
makeup.
to do my eyebrows. I can sit here and probably do a lid for like.
I'm gonna do it.
Do you know how many people have tried to teach me how to do my eyebrows?
All right, so I have a one-step easy step. I have a one-step process of beautiful brows, and we're gonna go through this because legit, all I wore in high school was brows. Like I said, I always. I mean,
your brows have always looked good.
Skin. Like I was like, oh my God, I didn't even need anything. I was so excited. But then when girls I started going through a lot of stuff in 2018 when my face was breaking out. I'm like, we need to go to the store now. We have to hide this because it's everywhere, red and everywhere. It was.
I mean, I just go to a dermatologist now, so whenever my skin breaks out. But long story short,
eyebrows are a must.
I just never could understand how to do makeup, and like even to this day, I'll be 24 in October. I think I appreciate natural beauty best because my skin naturally has a glow, like you always like to say.
Yeah, and it's always glowing
like
right
it has a natural glow.
It does, right?
But like I just have a natural glow, and it took me a while to love my skin. Like if I showed pictures from my middle school and high school, people used to say, and I know this is probably going to be in the comment section, they used to be able to connect the dots with my acne on my forehead.
Disrespectful. Disrespectful.
I had to realize I thought I went through Neutrogena, I went through Aveeno, I went through so many like facial products that it just never worked out. It wasn't until like I really went to a dermatologist in like 2018, 2019 and got my skin together. And that was the first time I ever had clear skin. And like now my skin is clear. Now, don't get me wrong, it's the summer, and I noticed that because I have eczema and I have like really dry skin, my skin does get messed up.
No, but you look great though.
Thank you.
I'm just looking
But
at
like
your
I
skin.
noticed
I'm
on
just
this
focusing on your
side,
skin
well,
now.
see, on this side it looks great. On this side, I could tell like it's starting to like you can see like it's starting to come. So I'm like,
so you know,
dermatologist, making an appointment very, very soon because we don't play those games. I got back to having my clear skin because all last year I talked about on my social media. I struggled with my skin, but it was because my stress comes out so much in my skin. It's so bad.
Too. That's why I hate people stress me
But
out.
but yeah, to make a long story short, I'm so a big proponent of natural beauty because just like with men, like they can, do the fake fades and whatever. Because now I Instagram be telling people's truths now. Like they
so
do these
exposing them.
Yeah, but like if I'm dating somebody, I want them to wake up and see me naturally, and I don't want to fear like, oh, I gotta go put on a face to go outside.
Yeah.
Like I want you to love me naturally who I am. So when I do get dressed up and I do wear makeup on my wedding day or any day like that, like it just makes me glow more and you appreciate it more.
Yeah. There's no expectation of you holding down that
every
image,
single day. Like, oh, can you please put your
commitment.
face on before we go outside? No.
Like my mom still doesn't wear makeup like that. She's like you. She has a bag of makeup, but she doesn't really. It's just special occasions. She'll ask me to help her, and I'm like, what do we have here? How long ago did you buy this? How old is this makeup?
Well, all this makeup I bought last year. It just sat there. Also,
you may have a year left with that.
My significant other is mad because he spent money on the makeup and I just never wore it.
Oh no. That bag? Did you ask for this or was it a gift?
No. It was a break. Oh wait, it was because I asked for it. What would you want men, women, and all genders to know when it comes to putting products on their bodies and like how that will affect it? Since now that you're an esthetician.
Like how you said the
esthetician.
With the little, yeah. Okay, so a lot of men apparently don't have a skincare routine.
Hello.
They just
yes,
put water
I know.
On their
I know
face.
for a fact because my significant other doesn't have one, and I keep trying to tell him it's important he gets one.
Yeah, it's important you have a skincare routine. People have AM, PM routines. So I feel like for women, men, all genders, you need to find out what works for you. I would go see your local esthetician because at the end of the day, right, you can go see a dermatologist, but
they're going to charge you a lot for one.
They are going to charge
unless
you a lot.
Have insurance.
And they are like usually, okay, let's say you have really bad acne, right? A lot of times they give you like a benzoyl peroxide to put on it, or they'll give you like something that's like a tretinoin, which is like
that's what I have for like but my acne, when it comes to that, I get like pimples that actually hurt. So that actually helps.
Yeah. So like you had an oral one?
No, I have one that I put on my face like at night. It's a PM one.
Yeah. So like people like okay, so for that, for example, right, that is also something that's used for like anti-aging and all that stuff, right? So usually people who use that, it definitely clears out the acne, but like it's also like you have to be careful what you mix it with, like with other products and stuff like that. So like if you have bad acne, of course you're gonna go see your dermatologist because they're gonna give you the strongest product that they can to help combat that acne or an oral medication. But it's like for daily or for like people who don't have severe acne where it's painful and stuff like that, and you're able to go see an esthetician, you should go see them, get a skin analysis done so they can have a regimen for you. They can build that for you. They should be knowledgeable in certain ingredients, certain products, especially if they are experimenting with different stuff, if they're doing their research and you tell them what routine you currently have. With men, I feel like a lot of men just use water. They don't use anything on their face. A lot of women, they use too much products. A lot of women think makeup can cause the breakouts. But even from like things I researched and even my own skin, it's not the makeup that would break me out. It's how I'm taking off the makeup and prepping my skin for the makeup. You see people with flawless skin, but it's because they have a routine. A lot of people who go about their daily, like a lot of people don't wear sunscreen, for example, right?
I want to get black girl sunscreen, but I can't find it because it's sold out everywhere.
Oh, well, we gotta find the brand for you. You need to wear your sunscreen every day, right? That's like a must. On an island, I remember my instructor asked me, if you were on an island stranded, what would you bring? And I'm the only one who took mad long, right? I should have said sunscreen, right? Made more sense. I'm on an island. I'm stuck. I'm assuming the weather, it's blazing. But I was like, I need my eyebrows, right? But like when it comes to learning about your skin and skincare, you realize there's so many things we're missing in our routine, whether it's the right cleanser. People are drying out their skin. They have already dry skin. They're using the wrong cleanser, like foaming cleansers. If you have dry skin, usually you want to use a foaming light cleanser. Use just for like oily combination or normal skin. If you have very oily skin, usually acne goes along with that because you have so much oil production. You need to go ahead and combat that. Like I mix salicylic acid in my cleansers every other day because I end up getting acne in the areas where I'm oily because I'm a combination. A lot of people don't know their skin types, which means you're buying the wrong products, which means you're not taking care of your skin properly. You're damaging the barrier and you're going to cause further issues where it's like acne, or you're going to get hyperpigmentation. Like I'm prone to post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. So even if I don't mess with the pustule or papule, it's still going to end up leaving that mark on me. But like some people, they're not prone to it. So like there's so many different ways to lighten it as well. Like if you have like The Ordinary is an affordable brand. One of my friends swear by it. A lot of people use it. It's a controversial because it's like the price of the product and what exactly you're getting. But like there's so many ways to add these little serums into your routine that can help you lightening, tightening, all that stuff. And people popping, they're like, girl, extractions hurt, right? But let's do it correctly. You don't want to create more issues for yourself. Like bacteria spreads.
Yeah.
So like my brother, right? I don't know if he was popping stuff, but I'm like, bro, it's everywhere. How did it get everywhere? It was in one spot. Did you spread it? Like, why is it everywhere? Like
that's why like they actually tell you don't even pop your pimples like that.
Don't.
Like, unless you're
it's ready.
That or your dermatologist pops it.
You need a professional to pop it because you have to make sure all the bacteria is out, and then afterwards you have to tone the skin. Like some people use water, some people use toner, some people use peroxide. There's so many
you're not
ways
supposed to actually put peroxide on your skin, or
I heard some instructors say they use peroxide. So I think it's all about
based on the person's skin.
Think about it. Like we're in a place where we're able to Google everything, right? We could research like a wide range of things. There are no boundaries. It's endless what we can get. So I feel like whatever works for you, they might have great results and testimonies from their clients that say peroxide extractions are amazing. Some people use water because they just want to moisten. They just want to leave the cotton rounds, moist, and they want to make sure it's not dry on the skin. And some people use toner. So it's like me being someone who just came out of school for it, I was hearing so many different opinions about it. I didn't even know what was a fact and what was an opinion. I had to learn how to separate the two because I was starting to get a little upset. I'm like, okay, well, you told me this is the answer. So why is this wrong on the test? You get what I'm saying? Because an opinion, like SPF is chemical or physical, mineral. There's so many controversies about what is penetrating too deep, what is damaging to the cell. It's just so much stuff. And if I Google it, I'm probably going to find a reason why everything is bad in the world. Same thing with like eating habits, vegan versus pescatarian versus vegetarian versus people who just don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Everything's everything's going to be up for debate. So I guess find what's best for you. If you're someone who struggles with finding your skincare routine, see an esthetician. Listen, they're going to be able to give you a skin analysis, give you some suggestions. And then from there, you guys either set up a follow-up or you just take that home and you work on it on your own,
So what are some products you actually recommend for people to have in their AM or PM or just in their basic skincare?
So right. So for me, for my AM, I'm going to speak like I have combination skin, right? So the cleanser that I use, it's a foaming cleanser. And I know I can get breakouts on my forehead. I get a T-zone area and stuff like that. So for me, for someone who's like me with combination skin, sometimes getting acne and stuff like that, I would use my salicylic. I would use my regular foaming cleanser. I use the brand, The Pharmacy. I had the most consistent skin using that brand. It has enzymes in the moisturizer. I use their toner, which has BHAs in it, which is great for exfoliation. I use their cleanser that goes into the same line with the toner and the moisturizer. So it's all a balancing act. If you use too many products from different brands, they're not going to be balanced properly. So you might end up throwing off one of the products. So I feel like for anyone that has combination skin like me, you can use your foaming cleanser or a gel-based cleanser. I mean, usually like they have like the oily T-zone. You're gonna want to be able to treat those acneic areas. Like my oily area will be my forehead, my chin, like the inner part of my cheeks. So I would use that. I always follow up with a vitamin C serum and a vitamin C eye cream because it fights the free radicals. You're going to use a vitamin C serum in the morning because you're going to be exposed to the sun. So that's the best time to use a vitamin C. If you're going to use tretinoin and all that stuff, it's better. From what I was told, like it's better to use at night. I've never used a vitamin A, retinol, anything like that before, but I know people that have used it and they use it in the PM. If you're using stuff to treat acne, you're not supposed to use benzoyl peroxide and salicylic acid in the same routine. If you're using the salicylic acid in the morning, use the benzoyl peroxide at night, but always work yourself up to that strength, because like some people, they'll use a vitamin A product and they'll use it every single day and then end up being reactive to it because they're not letting their skin build up a tolerance to it. So there's so many things you could talk about. Clearly I did my homework, you know? So I know a little bit of stuff, but you know, I'm still learning. I'm still researching. So don't come for me if you don't agree with something I said, because everything's opinion based. You heard me? That's what I said.
Okay. So clearly you know your stuff.
I know a little bit of science.
So, but I'll tell you maybe my skin routine. Tell me if I'm doing okay. So I have the Neutrogena Naturals. I'm doing the facial cleanser. It's a liquid. Because foams don't really work for me. I've never really liked a foam cleanser. After that, I tone my skin with the I think it's something Dickens, and I use that with cotton balls. And then I actually use a toner from Lush as well because it has rose water in it.
Right.
And then after that, during the day, I used to use this cream that they gave me, but I ran out of it. Sorry. And I don't want to go back to my dermatologist and pay for it yet. But now I just use a moisturizer and then I'm done. Okay. But during the day.
During the day, do you feel like your skin's okay? You have a glow right now, right?
Yes.
So I would assume that your skin is usually glowy like this.
Yeah.
This is without moisturizer?
Well, no, this is light moisturizer. My moisturizer has sensitive skin on it because I have eczema, and my thing is during the summer, it can either break out whenever it feels like it, like here. Like I used to have it here and then also here, but my skin during the summer, it plays games. It can be dry one day and then very oily the next. So I don't even want to say it's combination because it really deflects on my eczema.
Right.
And then during the winter, it can be extremely dry and whatnot. And then it'll only be oily up here. So it's very weird.
It's all over the place. But it could be the reason why your skin's probably acting like that too is because the products you're using, like some people can be, let's say you have an oily skin type. I would say you're oily, right? Because your whole face looks like a glow, right?
Yeah.
And even from like right here, I could see your pores on that side.
Yeah.
But I would need like a skin scope magnifying glass, whatever, so I can, see your pores. But let's say you're oily. You can cause your skin to be dry because you're over stripping. So like for someone that's oily, everything's a balancing act. But for you don't want to dry. You want to dry your skin some because you have a lot of oil production. That's probably why you also had acne before, and that's why when you introduce the dermatologist's product or medication, it helped you. But like for you, if you're gonna strip the skin, you have to be able to bring that moisture back in without over moisturizing. Like light moisturizer would be okay for you. If you use like a cream, I would say it would be too heavy if you have oily skin. Usually a cream-based kind of moisturizer would be for like drier skin types.
Yeah, so that probably would work out during the winter for me. So then during the summer,
dry, yeah.
So the summer I should use something that's a lot more lighter.
Yeah, like in the summer I feel like if you're like, it's so easy to clog your pores. So like even like with makeup, like I'm wearing makeup right now, but I'm not wearing heavy makeup. You know what I'm saying? Even with that, I have a mist SPF to spray over my makeup throughout the day because you're supposed to reapply like every 3 hours or whatever. So like I feel like if I had your skin under a scope and I saw your products, I'm not familiar with the naturals and I'm not familiar with, what's the other one you said? The toner?
Yeah. Dickens toner is like,
I mean, your skin looks fine here, but I feel like you have oily skin. So like, as far as
it's oily because that's what I said during the summer.
During the summer. So yeah. So like with you having the fluctuating skin type, you'll probably be one of those people who have to, like you said, use a heavier cream probably in the winter, adjust your skincare routine for winter. Some people do it all the time. Like I have a friend that does that. In the winter, she wears more like cream-based moisturizers and heavier products. In the summer, she goes lighter because you want to break out from having too much products on your face. So it's hard to say if you're doing an amazing job because your skin looks great. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, thank you.
Your skin looks great. And if you do have oily skin, I know as far as the moisturizer goes, a lightweight is the right thing to do. It's not like a heavy cream, but you should be wearing SPF. But you have to wear your SPF.
I will get that once black.
You want to age yourself.
Black girl sunscreen. Please stop going sold out in Target and other places.
You want to mess up your skin.
I will wear sunscreen when Black Girl Sunscreen comes back out and they're not sold out every single time. I go somewhere and I look for it because that is my only problem.
So in August, I'm expecting to see you on that bed. Let me just look at you real quick, girl.
We can do a video in July. to do your promo video.
We could actually, and it's funny because I actually have a photographer I was communicating with about doing videos of like the space, but I want to be like comfortable. I want to have the bed laid out, and I want to be like, work on my stuff, and him be like, you gotta sign a consent form because I'm not with it. I need consent forms that you want to be posted.
Of course,
I need everybody to sign them because apparently there was a horror story from an esthetician. I'll make this quick. She didn't have consent forms, and out of nowhere, the girl was like, "Well, I know you're not gonna, I'm not talking about you, but like it was a girl that she didn't have consent forms for. It wasn't someone she knew." And I want to get in the habit of doing it because when she posted the video, the girl followed up with "Well, I didn't approve this. You didn't have me sign any forms, so I want a free lash set as compensation." And the girl, so fearful of being like, she went to the worst, like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna get sued. I have no consent to post this individual's photos." Even though she gave me verbal consent, there is no paper trail of it. And from there, I was like, you know what? Everyone's signing. If my mama, my grandma, friends, you guys all sign that thing because
I have consent forms actually for the Shared All podcast.
You do?
Yeah. I just didn't print out yet. I actually do. For everything. Everything has a consent
I gotta get in
form.
the habit because you have to build habits. You build the good habits by being consistent.
Of course.
That same thing with bad habits. If I keep eating chicken wings and I keep eating the chicken wings consistently, I might end up, feeling and looking a little different. If I go to the gym, if I do it enough, I'll be I'll be like Tiana Taylor, ripped all. Honestly, I'll probably wear bikinis all the time. Literally. I'll be on the beach somewhere right now at this moment.
Jessica, you still have a body for the beach though.
I have a body for the beach, but if you would have seen me a few years ago when I first came into college, I had the abs, I had the V cut. I was like,
I did, and you still had
I was looking too strong. I was looking a little too strong, so I intentionally stopped working out. But just consistency.
Consistency is key for everything.
It was actually one of my New Year's resolutions. My word of the year is consistency.
Oh, okay. And how's that been working out for you?
It's been all right. Consistently writing in my journal. That's how I work on my mindfulness and self-awareness. I journal everything, reflect through there. I'm consistent with trying to uplift others and trying to send a message. Although I did have a motivational Monday kind of thing going on in my story. But then Monday would hit and I'm like, damn it, I was always late somewhere. So I never have a chance to do it. And then every time I recorded my car, someone's telling me, "Jessica, aren't you driving?" Like, mind your business. So yeah, safety first. If any cops are watching, I'm not taking a ticket. So I'm just working, but it is a process. But for the most part, I'm about 80% like on my sticking true to it.
Class for you, because over here we teach habit-based coaching. So we teach people how to perfect their habits so they can create a lifestyle worth of habits.
Look at that connection.
Of course. But yes, is there anything else you want to leave off for the people? Miss Esthetician.
I wish we could do a close-up.
Would you like me to move the camera closer?
Hell no. I'm chatting. If you do the close-up, I might just start smiling like, I just want to say you guys are so like, let me think of my words real quick.
Go ahead.
People watching, people here, right? Whoever and wherever you are, you have an opportunity to learn so much on this platform. You have an opportunity to hear so much insight and learn from different people. And, you can just mentally grow from watching a podcast. I love podcasts. I love listening to them on YouTube, wherever the case may be. While I'm driving, I'll play them. Like, take advantage of the opportunities on the media as far as the network goes when it comes to social media, YouTube, all that stuff. Because a lot of you guys, not saying you guys are lazy, but a lot of us, let me put myself in that box, we don't like to read like that. It's so easy to just hear something and just go along with the audio. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm reading more now, but before I was like, damn, I have to read that.
Well, there's also Audible.
Yeah, but even then, I didn't click the audio. I didn't find a book to click the audio for. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm challenging myself though to try to read a book. At least I give myself 60 days to read each book. Right now, I was reading a book. It's the title is Pussy. I don't know if that's a full. Like, I'm not gonna say that's a full title. I'm pretty sure there's more to it, but in big letters it said Pussy, so I identify it as my pussy book. And it's a really great book so far. I actually saw it from someone else's Instagram, and it's a lot. It's definitely catering to women, But you can learn so much. Just always have an open mind, tune in, support people, especially your young entrepreneurs, your community itself, not just saying your Black entrepreneurs or whatever the case is, or women empowerment. I'm talking about across the board. Support goes so far and it can really grow and help someone else build their career. And it doesn't take much time at all, but just clicking it and just being, active with comments or stuff like that. So yes, my last thing to say was just support over here. And that's it. Like, I'm not even going to talk about my stuff because I talked a lot and I feel like I gave a whole history lesson, so I was not prepared. And I have a state exam tomorrow and my mind's everywhere right now. But definitely just support your entrepreneurs, support people who have good brands that just really is about helping people. And, like I said, a little goes a long way. Repost it. I'm not on enough. I don't have to repost more, but like just repost. If you don't want to watch it, just repost it. Someone else might need it,
I hear that.
And that's
Thank you.
That's how much. If I could drop the mic without breaking this thing,
you are not dropping this $200 mic.
But I would smack it to drop it. So imagine me drop the mic, support, always be there, Especially if you know her, like that's, like at the end of the day, it's either like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna say this rant from my story. I'm not even gonna do this right now. I'm not even gonna do that on a platform like this, or such a respected platform. I'm not even gonna do it. But just support. It's always great to support.
Thank
this
you.
is not the energy I was trying to give on this. The energy I was trying to give was more like, my journey. I had a whole. This wasn't it, but you got the natural Jess. So
I always want the natural Jess.
But the Jess that I wanted was fake scripted. Like, she rehearsed it on the way here. Like, I was gonna be like, "Hi, my name is Jessica. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me." You know those people who go on those.
Yeah, but I care about who people genuinely are. I don't care about the natural.
Wants to be a little bit more polished. That's it.
Polished isn't always real.
You guys haven't seen me polished yet.
It's okay. You'll see her polish at her store.
Yes, that's the thing. Okay, so the energy you getting right. Okay. The energy you are receiving through this lens right now is a genuine energy. This is my energy on a daily. I'm a very energetic person, but I am polished when it comes to my business. I am professional when it comes to my business. I'll joke around with you because it's all about comfortability and stuff like that. But, don't get it twisted. Don't think I'm going to sit there and play around with your skin now. I'm going to take care of you. Really.
As you should.
Like, I had to reiterate that. I was like, I know I joke around, but I'm serious about what I'm doing.
As you should.
As I should.
But guys, make sure you go follow her. Tell them where to follow you once again.
J.Danae _ I
Spell
believe.
it so they know.
Okay. That's a good idea because people be putting Dane and it's Danae. So it's J as in Joseph. Dot as in period, D as in David, A as in Alpha, N as in Nancy, A as in Alpha, E as in Eric, _ DANAE, J.Danae.
Thank you.
I had to say
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. You also go download us on Spotify. That's where you can find us. Also as well on Anchor. On Instagram, you can follow us, and Twitter at Joyful Wellness _ On Facebook and YouTube, you can find us at Joyful Wellness Project. And our website will be up now. So it is jwpcoach.com.
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere. Yes. So thank you.
Share it.
Of course. Thank you for coming on to the podcast.
Yes, you're welcome.
I
also have you asked me to come.
I'm
so excited.
Of course. And I think you are one. Jess will wait. Coach Keys will. You're number 4. You're my 4th episode.
Oh my God. I'm the 4th episode. Oh my now my favorite number is gonna be 4.
Oh.
So I hope that you guys share this because I'm 4th, okay? Share this. Support.
But yes, thank you for tuning into the Share It All podcast, and we will see you again soon. Bye, guys.